helpless, trapped. I attentively observed the arachnid claw vigorously against the clear cup, desperately trying to find a way out of its confinement. At last, I decided to remove the plastic utensil, and the spider, realizing it was no longer a prisoner of a student's poor study habits, rapidly scurried away to safety. It was a typical Sunday evening of procrastination. Stuck in my room without the car keys or a computer, instead, a pile of lingering textbooks and written papers sprawled across my bedroom desk. I had just come back from swimming laps with a friend, and boy was I too lazy to start my miserable, crummy homework. I couldn't blame the poor study habits on swimming. As a devoted captain of my high school swim team, I wanted to achieve the best of both my academics and athletics. Swimming not only gave me a break from studying, but has taught me to set goals for myself and to accomplish them. It gave me the characteristics of determination and perseverance, and taught me to always give a 100% effort in what I do. I tried my best to warm up my muscles. I jumped up and down, swayed my arms side to side, and danced around the starting block, all in preparation for my next swim. It was the DFAL 100-yard breaststroke, and this race meant everything for myself and my accomplishments. As a graduating senior at the time, I knew this would soon be my last memory as a high school swimmer. Focus. Nothing around me mattered at the time. Not the cheering from across the pool, nor the smell of tri-tip sandwiches being grilled at the nearby snack shop. The previous heat had just concluded its race, and I knew it was time to give it my all. This was my last race, and I wanted to give it all I got. Before I stepped onto the diving block, I couldn't help but notice my competition to my left and right. Beside me were huge, muscular athletes that didn't even look like they belonged in high school anymore. I cleared my throat, and hoped that it would also spit out the nervousness that I retained within my body. As the other 7 swimmers and I stepped onto the starting block, I made sure that my goggles were locked and my cap was on tight. I told myself, no more mess-ups. I have plenty of chances to mess up. Now isn't the time. My arms dangled in preparation for the start. After what had felt like a few years had passed, the announcer finally spoke. Swimmers, take your mark. Concentrate. I sprung off the block right as the buzzer sounded, and quickly adjusted to my streamlined and underwater pool. Focus. I performed each stroke as if it was my last. Before I knew it, we had reached the halfway mark of the race. I kept my vision forward, not knowing what place I was or how tired I felt. Concentrate. I approached my last turn, and I couldn't help but notice that neither swimmer was next to me. I finished my last lap in preparation for a standing ovation, maybe a heat winner, or even the first place plaque. I touched the wall. Quickly, I took off my goggles and glanced over at the scoreboard across the pool. An ugly 8th place was smudged next to my name. I couldn't believe what I had just experienced. Cheers and applaud flooded the audience, and certainly they were standing. I realized it wasn't for me, but rather the people on my left and right who had just finished first and second. Better luck next time. I left that night with a participation award for my race. It was quite embarrassing carrying it around, while I saw other swimmers with ribbons, fast swims, and greater achievements. However, I did notice that I had beaten my old time. Certainly, that was an accomplishment in my books, no matter what others thought of my stupid award. And so, I smiled. It's relative that I'm just like the spider in my bedroom. With its keen focus and concentration to escape, the spider did eventually make its way out. It received the help to overcome an obstacle, but regardless, the arachnid found its way to success. Likewise, with dedication, imagination, and the support that I have, I know I will discover the same path someday.